So please come to your upright preferred seat for meditation, for settling in. I'm really glad to see you, all of you. I'm checking your names in the list so I can feel where you're coming in from also. Very nice. Okay, so please take a comfortable seat. You're welcome to close your eyes if you prefer that. I've spent the morning so far in a board meeting for the Yoga Alliance as a member of the board. And inevitably, every time we come together, we're talking again about the roots of yoga, yoga's expansion to a global practice, and then the understanding of or the definitions of yoga, of which there are multiple. And one of the ways that we can explore yoga is by moving energy that has become stagnant. That's called Thomasic energy. We might use some rajas to move that tamas. And then we want to move the energetic system overall into harmony, into balance, which we can call Sattva. These are also known as the 3 Gunas. So when you sit quietly, just begin by sensing the gunas in your own body. So tamas is the element that is most stable, but can become stagnant. Rajas is the guna that is mobilized, but can become chaotic or ungrounded. And sattva is the energy that is harmonious and lucid. And it can it can incline itself to being sort of far off, like vacant or aloof, somehow ethereal, where your ethereal nature may not be integrated with your embodied life. You can just sense those 3 gunas. How are they showing up in you this morning, just now? And then lengthen your spine and let the breath come down a little more deeply. And also invite the breath to rise up a little bit more. So you have this sort of full spectrum breath, the inhale, the exhale. And you're getting another layer of information, not just your observation now, but your direct experience of the gunas. Where does the breath move with harmony and ease? And where does it feel hindered? Any place where you feel like it's over-efforted? Now, having gotten some information by observation and inquiry, bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. And this morning we'll chant Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Saha Vidyang Karavavahai. Tejasvina Vadhi Tamastu, Ma Vidvesha Vahai. And when we say Tamastu, we're referring to Tamas, the guna called Tamas. So may this practice help us to overcome that which becomes stagnancy or inertia or complacency or apathy, however you'd like to describe that for yourself. Okay, let's begin. Sahana Vavatu, Sahanao Bhunaktu, Savidyam karavavai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidveshavahi Sahana vavatu Sahanao Bhunakto Savidyam Karavavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidveshavahi Sahana vavatu Sahanao Bhunakto Savidyam Karavavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidveshavahi Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om. You may bow your head to your heart. And then release your hands, open your eyes. And as you take a seat upright, turn your palms up and facing out. And as you inhale, raise your breath from the lower pelvis to the mid-torso, up to the chest and the heart. Lift your gaze. Now, as you exhale, turn the hands inside out, push up, bring your chin down towards your throat. Inhale to go up, lower, middle, upper torso. Exhale, push out. Take the arms wide and bring them back down. Now turn the palms face out. So inhale, Ujjayi, taking the arms up. Turn the hands inside out. Exhale, Ujjayi, gazing down as you press up with the arms. Inhale, lift up, Ujjayi breath. And exhale, blow the breath out as you widen the arms down. Turn the palms out. Inhale, Ujjayi. Interlace the fingers, press up, gaze down. Inhale, lower, middle, upper. Exhale, blowing out. Last time, same thing. Rest your palms face down in your lap. Sit really quietly. Notice that some energy has been catalyzed. Now place your hands on your shoulders. We did this yesterday. We've done this many times, but it was most recently yesterday. A rapid exhale going side to side out through the nose. Let's begin. Five, four, three, two, one. Now come to center, and this time inhale, raise the arms up. And exhale, blow out. And then deeply relax. Some energy is now moving, likely a bit more. That is a rajasic practice. It uses rajas, creates rajas, and when used well, can help deliver us to sattva. We're going to repeat that. And then the next practice is to help bring that sattvic quality in. So place your hands on your shoulders. Let's begin. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, come to center. Inhale, Ujjayi, raise the arms. Exhale, blow out. And then deeply relax. So rajas is a little bit like once you have the oil hot enough in the pan, it makes the mustard seeds pop. For those of you who don't do that, you can think of it as when the oil is hot enough in the pan, it pops the popcorn. And that popping of the popcorn, that consistent popping sound, that is like rajas. Now, bring the right hand up for Nadi Shodhana. And begin with the right nostril closed, left nostril open all the way. Inhale left, exhale right, inhale right, and exhale left. Finish with your next exhale left. And then sit quietly. That was considered a bridge pranayama between rajas, now more sattvic. And the next practice, you will notice the distinct difference. But right now, sit very quietly and observe the movement of these gunas in your body and your mind. Now we're going to use the tongue like a little straw. So the Nadi Shodhana we did just very simply. We weren't using any suspensions. We didn't set the pace. You were going from your rajas towards this experience, and we just did a couple breath cycles. Right now we're going to use the tongue like a little straw. When we're inhaling, I'm going to ask you to start with the gaze down in the Jalandhar Bandha. You'll be inhaling to raise up. At the top of that lift, you're then going to put the tongue inside the teeth, behind the upper two teeth, and you'll bring the head into Jalandhar Bandha. We're going to be holding the inhale there. You only hold it as long as it takes for the tongue to be the same temperature as the roof of the mouth, because it will get cooled off when you're doing this part of the breath. And then you're going to exhale through the nose using the Ujjayi breath. So when I do this once, it looks like this. At the end of that exhale, which I take my time, exhale, exhale, exhale. The exhale muscles were squeezing the belly. And then you deeply relax and let the next inhale blossom in the body like a tea bud blossoming in the hot water. Okay, let's try it about 4 times all together. You'll have to go at your own pace. We will begin together. If your tongue does not make a straw shape, then you put the tip of the tongue behind the top 2 teeth and you still inhale through the mouth. So there's a cooling effect to the air. Okay, let's begin. You simply receive the next inhale through the nose. And when you feel ready, you'll do rounds number 2, 3, and 4 at your own pace. You may be noticing that during the exhale, the temperature of the exhale breath out the nose is warmer. And during the inhale, the temperature of the breath is cooler. At your own pace, you may have twice more to do. Maybe you have only once more to do. Some of you will finish a little sooner than others. You can rest in the intended outcome that you feel some sattva, some energy that is harmonious and balanced. And if you have one more round, you can complete that as you're ready to. When you come to sitting quietly then, imagine the 3 gunas once more. Tamas is that which is most stable. Rajas, that which is most mobile. Sattva, that which is most harmonious, most balanced. Now we are going to rise up to standing, and I'm going to change my camera. So please come up when you're ready to. We're going to begin just in mountain pose. Let me get my water glass as well, please. See if I got everything. Yeah. So when you come to mountain pose, place your feet so they're hip distance apart and parallel. You turn your palms face out and inhale to go slowly up. And exhale, come down to chair pose. Bring your gaze down on the floor in front of you. So it's probably about 45 degrees down in front of you. So your head is in line with your spine. And practice balancing your inhale with your exhale. As you next exhale, drape your torso down over your chair pose with the legs bent. And then inhale, press into your feet, slowly straighten your legs. And Uttanasana, a little deeper as the exhale becomes more and more complete. Reach your arms forward. Inhale, return to chair pose. Exhale, sit a little deeper into your chair pose. Inhale, press down to rise up and look up. Exhale, push out. Turn the palms out. Inhale, rise up. A long, steady breath. Good. Exhale, sit down, chair pose. Use a balanced inhale to exhale. Exhale, drape yourself down over the knees in chair pose. Inhale, press down, slowly straighten your legs, energize your leg muscles. Exhale for a deeper Uttanasana. Inhale, return to chair pose. Exhale, sit a little deeper back into your chair pose. Inhale, rise up and look up. Exhale, blow out. Stand really still in mountain pose. Notice that you are moving energy. It's a slower process, but energy does get moving. Part of that is how you compress certain parts of the body, how you direct the blood flow or the flow of prana. Okay, now we're going to add to that sequence, so turn the palms face out. Inhale, rise up. Good, sit down, chair pose. Inhale while you're here. Exhale over the thighs. So let there be contact from your chest to your thighs. And then inhale, slowly straighten your legs, lengthen your spine. Exhale for a deeper Uttanasana. Deeper because the exhale is completing. Now inhale, lift your heart forward, gaze forward. Place your hands and step your feet back to downward dog pose. Inhale, come forward to plank pose, gaze down between your thumbs. Exhale, squeeze your right knee up between your elbows. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, left knee forward, right leg strong. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, plank pose. Keep the left leg strong. Exhale, right knee forward. Inhale, plank. Exhale, left knee forward, keep the right leg strong. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, walk your hands backwards, keeping the elbows straight. Let your pose rock a little bit side to side. So you're mobilizing the upper back when you're walking like that. And then start walking the hands forward. And keep the elbows straight. So when you walk forward, you do feel the responsibility of the shoulder blades. And then walk back again. When you're walking back, push with the hand that stays on the floor. When you're walking forward, place the hand, put your weight into it with confidence, a little bit like being a tiger in the jungle. The next time that you're walking forward, bring it all the way to plank pose. Then touch the knees down and reach backwards for a moment in child's pose. Walk your hands back to your knees and just come to Vajrasana. So you're going to sit. If kneeling's comfortable for you, please just come directly to kneeling. If you need to, then put a block under the heels, under the hips, if that's better for your knees. Notice what's happening now. Okay, so we heated the oil a little bit in the pan there, but we didn't heat it up enough to pop the mustard seeds or the popcorn. So what we're going to do now is a variation on that sequence using a little bit more rajas. I'm going to try to tie my hair out of the way. Pardon me for a moment. Okay, so when you're in plank pose this time, you're going to inhale through the nose, a little bit briskly though, and you're going to exhale through the mouth to bring the knee up to one-legged plank pose. So place the hands. Let's just try the beginning portion of this. So when you're in plank pose, make a brisk inhale through the nose like this, and then exhale right knee forward. And then inhale right foot back. Left knee forward. Left foot back. Right knee. Left. Right, left, one more on each side at the pace that you're going. And then inhale, long breath, reach high into downward facing dog pose. And exhale thoughtfully and completely. Walk your hands like a Sattvic tiger in the jungle, walking backwards. Walk your hands back to Uttanasana. Shift your hands to your hips, rise up to standing. Okay, step forward. So that's going to happen again, that particular part. And now from standing, what we're going to do is a one-leg version of Uttanasana, Urdhva Hastasana, and then down to chair pose. And we're going to come back up. We're going to go back down. Okay, so place your feet so they're hip distance apart or a little bit wider if that's your preference. Bring your hands together. Notice that you again moved some energy. Likely if there was any stagnant energy, that's been activated. This is also a Rajasic practice. So inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, up, right knee. chair pose, left knee, chair, right, chair pose, left, chair pose, right, chair, and left, chair pose. Rise up, Uttanasana. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Okay, inhale to plank. Right knee, plank. Left knee. Twice more. Plank. And then downward facing dog pose. Roll your knees down to the floor. Come backwards to child's pose. Walk your hands back and come to Vajrasana or put a block under the hips. Notice that somewhere, of course, energy is moving. That which was stagnant has been mobilized. So Tamas moved to Rajas. Now we move to a sattvic practice and see what the felt sense of this is. So place your blocks. Let's take one blanket to be here for the knees for Anjane Asana. So know that you're going to be stepping backwards over this blanket, and you'll be stepping forward over it as well. Place the feet as customary for your sun salutation, probably hip distance apart. Join your palms together. Now, in harmony with your body and your breath pace, inhale the arms down, wide and up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, rise slowly. Uttanasana. Inhale, glide forward. Okay, left toes back and left knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, release. Slowly touch the two blocks. Inhale, plank pose. Okay, exhale, downward facing dog pose. Inhale smoothly in dog pose. Exhale, left foot forward and right knee down. Inhale, rise, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, descend. Inhale, step forward, heart forward. Exhale, deeply bow towards the legs. Press into the blocks to help complete the exhalation. Inhale, rise up, upward hands. Anjali Mudra. Again. To move in harmony with the pace of your breath, without any sense of urgency, and also without self-doubt, but to move as a kind of gratitude or reverence. Just for the simple fact that you do have a body and you have attention, you have enough vitality to be practicing. In other words, the attitude of which we are practicing, let's take the right foot back this time. The attitude is also important in the gunas. Then inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, we're coming down to touch the blocks. You'll inhale to plank pose. Exhale, reach back, downward facing dog. Breathe in smoothly and slowly. Exhale, right foot forward, left knee down. Inhale, so this is a prayerful, gracious gesture. And then exhale, touching the two blocks. We'll inhale, step forward, heart forward. And exhale, a deep bow to the legs. Inhale, rise up, make the legs stable. So when your heart rises, then lift your gaze. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. So you're in the plumb line of the body, like the plumb line of the chakras. Now we're going to stay a little while in Anjaneyasana. So inhale, slowly upwards. Raise your heart and your gaze at the top of the inhale. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, glide forward. Okay, left knee back, which means the right knee stays forward. The knee can be forward just in line with your toes. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. You can hook the thumbs, turn your palms to center, wrap the triceps forward, the shoulder blades wide, and if your neck is comfortable with it, also raise your gaze. Exhale, arms wide, gazing up. And then pour yourself forward. Let's touch the 2 blocks and inhale to plank. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Enjoy the inhale. And then exhale, left foot forward, and let the knee come forward in line with the toes. So keep your left heel grounded, but the knee is lined up with the toes there. Inhale, rise. As you gaze up, hook your thumbs, change which thumb is behind. Wrap the triceps forward, palms face inward. As you widen the shoulder blades, try gazing up. And then exhale, arms wide, chest and heart and throat still open. And then reach into the 2 blocks. We're going to inhale to plank pose again. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Put your eyes on the blanket there and roll your knees down so that your knees are on the blanket but your feet are not. Take the hips back to child's pose so your knees will be higher than your heels are. Take 1 block for your head in child's pose. Lay your elbows down in front of your knees. Let's do the palms face up. And then walk your hands back towards your knees. If it's comfortable for you to kneel for a few moments with your knees higher than your heels, go ahead and do that. Just come right back to kneeling. Okay, now we're going to use the blankets. We'll just use one for right now. You will be using both of them in a short bit. We're going to be taking a look at stretching the pelvis, the upper inner thighs, kind of getting I want the pelvis to be ready for this Janu Sirsasana work that we've been doing. So when you come up to table pose with your knees on the 2 blankets, step your right foot out to the side. We have done this before. It might be new for some of you, but mostly review for others. When you step out, try leveling the pelvis left to right. So right now the toes are pointed forward. And let's see, if you reach your hips back and your left heel is still lower than your left knee, when you come back, what do you notice in the right upper inner thigh as you glide through there? Okay. Then we'll also be going back, rotating the right toes up towards the ceiling. So on one rotation, my toes are up, and then the toes come down. Okay, so let's try that together. Start in table pose with the right foot out to the side, like the thing on the, what do they call those things on the ocean when you're on a holiday in a tropical region? Catamaran. Okay, so this is like that part of the catamaran. Okay, so let's inhale while we're here. I've actually never been on a catamaran. I've just seen them from the shore. Okay, exhale. Keep the toes down, reach your hips back. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, roll your toes up, glide your hips back. Inhale, roll forward, toes down. Exhale, glide back, keeping the toes grounded. Inhale, roll forward. Last time, exhale, go back, raise the toes up. Inhale, glide forward. Toes down. Okay, now bring your right forearm down across the horizontal line of the mat. Take your left hand to a block and twist to your left. Now, keeping the hips level here, left to right, and with the right leg out to the side, when you're twisting to your left, you may notice the upper inner right thigh. I'm going to ask you to try, just imagine that you can actually tone the right butt muscles and press the right femur a little bit down towards the floor. So you're going to feel the inner thigh muscles along that line. Sweep the low belly in and rotate to your left. And then bring it back to center. Let's come up to stand on the left knee and turn your right foot out. Now, I know for some of you that your right foot doesn't turn all the way with the toes going down towards the floor. Your ankle doesn't have that kind of flexibility. So in that case, you could take the other blanket and put it under the arch of your foot there. Okay, let's take the left arm high. And exhale, side bend over your right leg. And if you want to, you can walk the right hand down your right leg. So a couple things. I would like you to keep the left thigh and hip vertical and tone the outer left hip and butt muscles. So we aren't really letting the pelvis go to the right. It's more that you've taken the torso up and over to your right. My hope is that you can even sense like the left hip flexors, the left outer hip and sideways. Okay, let's inhale, rise up to center, release your left arm down. Okay, bring the right knee in, come to table pose. Step the left foot out to the side. Point the toes forward. Let's inhale through the nose. And exhale, sit back, keeping the left foot grounded. So it's like the right thigh is coming into child's pose. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, rotate on the back of your left heel, right heel down, right hip to heel down, excuse me. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, glide back. And inhale, roll forward. Now place the left forearm down on the mat so it's horizontal. You can take a block for your right hand and twist to your right. Lengthen the left inner thigh. Reach out like the catamaran that I was talking about before. And then release. We're going to rise up to stand tall on the right knee. This is called gate pose or Parigasana. Turn the left toes out. And if your foot doesn't comfortably come to the floor, you can use the extra blanket to go under your foot. Okay, please raise your right arm. And keeping the right hip and thigh vertical and stable, side bend. Literally, you're side bending. You're bending the side of the body. We're not rotating the pelvis in this case. So root down into your right thigh, your right shin. Give a little squeeze to your right butt muscles. And with an exhale, tone your right low belly. And then inhale, rise up, open your right arm out to the side and bring the left knee in. And one more time, sit down in Vajrasana. If possible, sit directly down. If you need to, of course, put a block under your hips to support yourself. And now we're going to stack these two blankets. So this is a practice that we also did yesterday, this particular one. So if you stack these two blankets, and one reason that they're long and narrow is that I want you to have more blanket to work with, because we're going to put one leg out to the side, and I don't want you to hyperextend the knee. I want you up on two blankets to give your hips more mobility, but I don't want your knee to hyperextend when it goes out to the side. So let's take the left leg into Janusirasana. And the right leg, you're going to position yourself where as your leg goes out, your knee cannot hyperextend. The left foot's in here, right leg out like this. Bring your blocks close by. You might need them. Okay, so now just as you're going to sit upright, see if you can get both hips to be comfortable on the blanket. Reach out from the upper inner right thigh into your right heel. Let's take the two blocks and twist to the left, please. We're using blocks because when you sit up on blankets like this, for some of us, the hands won't reach the floor. If you're an orangutan, your hands will reach the floor, but my hand doesn't reach the floor. So keep pressing the left thigh out towards the left knee and the left shin down. As you're twisting to your left, begin to side bend to your right. Just begin the side bend. Notice what happens at the left outer hip and thigh. And take the right hand and put the back of your right hand against the inside of your right leg. That's going to help you maintain your twist to the left as you further side bend to the right. In the side bend, you may feel up along the left side of the torso. If you'd like, you can raise the left arm. Try to keep your twist to the left, so that is essential here. We didn't do this particular variation yesterday, but it's in the sequence. We can call these the Parvrita Janusirsasanas. Deep breath in, please. With the exhale, tone the left low belly. And then inhale, float up, keeping the left low belly toned. Exhale and release. Let's take the 2 blocks, switch them. I don't know why we had to switch them, but that's how my cognition went on that one. Now lift your chest and heart and start twisting to your right while keeping the left leg out in this direction. So that is still on your radar screen, that the left leg is out to the left. Walk the blocks forward. You're going to sort of bookend or bracket the right foot. Some of you are going to find that you could reach the right big toe. Some of you will find that you cannot reach the right big toe, and that is not that important. But I do want you to sense that the legs are really stable. They provide the Thomasic element of the pose. The belly has to make an active effort to rotate. A little bit of rajas or intention there. Maintain a sattvic attitude, a quality of mind that lets you explore. And then begin to walk the blocks back. Rise up. Rotate. I guess my blocks are attached to my hands. Bring your right foot over to Sidhasana. So Sidhasana is where you sit, you have the pelvis and then one heel and then the second heel. So different than Sukhasana, the heels are lined up like that. And you can place your hands out over your knees and just take notice how asymmetrical you are. And we'll do the other side. So let's take the left leg out, and you may have to scoot on your blanket so that if you've got a longer leg than mine, you have to scoot on your blanket to get the kneecap to be supported on the back side so that your knee will not be able to hyperextend right there. Okay, angle your right knee out like a sundial heading in that direction. And we take the 2 blocks and twist to the right, please. Now lengthen out through your right thigh, and you may already notice that the asymmetries in the body become apparent. As you're twisting to your right, begin to add a little bit of a side bend to your left. Take the back of your left hand against the inside edge of your left leg. That'll help you continue twisting to your right. And as you side bend to your left, start noticing the right hemisphere of the torso. And raise your right arm up. And just in case your experience is awkward anywhere, if it's delicious somewhere, you can notice things like aversion and grasping, which are not considered sattvic attitudes. With an exhale, right low belly toned, and then inhale, glide up, open your right arm, and take your 2 blocks. You don't have to move them if you don't want to. I guess it's just my personal preference there. Twist to your left, keeping the right leg open at this angle. This is called an obtuse angle, by the way, back in my, I guess that was geometry or something, algebra maybe. But when you have the right leg open like that, the twist is going to have to be in the inner belly. It's not going to be that you can rotate the pelvis so much to your left as you turn the inner belly. And then walk the hands out towards your left leg. You may be able to reach the left toes. You may not be able to reach the left toes with the right fingers. A lot of the stagnant energy, I should have said this sooner, what we experience in terms of stagnation or tamas in the physical body, much of that can be stagnant, like emotions that we haven't expressed, food that we haven't digested, thoughts that have not been metabolized, the unrecognized losses that becomes a sedimentary kind of stagnation in the body. When you next inhale, rise back up and bring your blocks with you. And let's take Sidhasana one more time. So you're going to put the left foot in front this time. So it's the pelvis and then your right heel and then your left heel. And place your hands out over your knees. Okay, and let's take these two blankets that we have that we're sitting on right now and place them to be blankets for the knees for Shavasana. When you come down to your Shavasana, please do be comfortable there. Add something else to your Shavasana if you would like to. If it makes more sense for you to have the blankets be high up near the hamstrings or the sitting bones, you can also do that. If you'd like an eye pillow, you're welcome to use that as well. When you come to rest, this is a really important pose. It's a Thomasic pose, right? It's a pose where you've become very still and you let the inner intelligence of the body do its housekeeping chores. So you could imagine that you're watching the three gunas inside the body, right? There are going to be places of stillness. There are areas in the body that have structures for containing the movement of energy, like arteries and veins, through which the blood supply is moving. So there will be both the structural, stable, kind of inert process, and also the moving, circulating, cleansing process. Your body is inclined to balance the gunas. You can watch the process with great trust, but don't let the mind intrude, nor shall the mind wander off into daydreaming or distraction. Let everything intended for stillness become still. May that intended for movement move with a quality of harmony. May that which is intended to be lucid have a chance to shine. Now welcoming this period of Shavasana to have been renewing. Take a slightly deeper breath in. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Bend your knees and roll to your side. Rest on your side for a few moments. And then you can bring yourself up to your seat for meditation. You may rest your hands out over your knees if you like. You also could put the hands, one hand in the lap of the other if you prefer. Listen for the balance of the gunas in you. The body has to have enough tamas to sit still. And enough attention, rajas, to be present. And the sattvic mind, the sattva is the element of harmony or lucidity. Remain steady. Just a couple minutes more. So soak in. This is the real gem of your practice. Please bring your hands together at your heart. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for being here. Namaste. I will come up to see you in just a moment. I will also change my camera so you can see me. How are you feeling? Of course, you can maintain your seat, your meditation if you like. Yeah. You're having